Imagine being in 3rd grade and the teacher's looking around the class like, hey, what do you want to be? I want to be an influencer. The teacher's like, what's an influencer?
Someone with no influence whatsoever.
We're trying to get him to be the next influencer.
I was going on a trip the other day, taking a flight to make one of these videos that you guys like to watch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On the runway, right before the plane took off, I was flipping through YouTube, doing my market research, and a face popped up that I had never seen on YouTube before, and that person's face was Eric Hinman. Hinman? We're gonna go with Hinman. I'd seen him in those ice bucket things on the internet. I think I've seen him on Jason Grubb's YouTube channel, but I'd never seen his channel in particular, so I thought, hey, I'm gonna see what this guy's all about. I clicked on it, and I was immediately pissed off. We're gonna be breaking down that video in its entirety, and the premise of that video is it's on the influencer. I remember the first time that I heard that somebody's life goal was to be an influencer, and it just doesn't make very much sense to me. It's a car commercial, you're a walking car commercial, but at least when you're watching a football game and you've got the Chevy that is trying to tell you how great the Chevy is, you know that inherently its job is to tell you how good the Chevy is. And when you've got the influencer, there's this level of, do they actually like it? Were they paid to like it? Which one of these things are we actually supposed to believe? And that's what this Eric dude is.
A word Instagram users use to describe themselves to make them feel famous.
And I'm going to give a whole bunch of my personal opinions on that, which are going to be, like I just said, opinions. But before we do that, we're going to do something that we can all get on board with, and we're going to go watch some of his qualifier videos. Yeah! Because he is in the CrossFit space. He used to be this super runner thing, but now he's doing high rocks and he's doing CrossFit, and he's basically doing whatever will make him the most popular at that time, but popular in quotes, because
someone with no influence whatsoever.
And perhaps I'm going down a rabbit hole that a lot of you guys have already figured out, that this guy is just full of it. And while he is pretty fit, he doesn't follow the movement standards. So we're watching him do the quarterfinal workout. He's got all these box jumps. He's not standing up a single one. If anybody followed anything that went on in the CrossFit Games last year, you know we had the box step-ups. You know we have to have an open hip at the top of the box. And you'll also see that he's not opening his hip on a single one of these box jumps. Yes, it's pretty tall, but the craziest thing to me is he's got the freaking comments turned off. I wonder how many of the masters in the 40 to 44-year-old division that year saw this guy as a major influencer and thinks, oh my God, he's getting away with it. And you're thinking, Andrew, you're just gonna hate on this dude's box jumps. It's like, no, I'm not just gonna hate on his box jumps. I'm also gonna hate on his test 4 from the same year, 2023. What you're gonna see is he's doing that 27, 21, 15, 9 with the row calories and the thrusters. Not one single one of these thrusters is below parallel. Number one, why is this the angle that you're using? He registers a really good time of about 7 minutes after it's all said and done. He's even freaking fixing his own weights in the middle of it. He's trying to tighten up the brackets on it. Collars, brackets. Why do I call them brackets? Andrew, that's only 2 workouts. All right, well, how about the initial stage, the CrossFit Open? Remember 23.1? It was a repeat of 14.4, and during that workout, everybody knows that there are those power cleans, and you can assume that the entire planet was probably doing these because nobody knows how to stand up a power clean the right way. You have to have your knees and your hips extended and your elbows through the bar at the top of the rep, and nobody keeps their elbows through the bar at the top of the rep before they're letting the bar come to the floor and their knees have already retracted. And Eric is the picture perfect version of exactly what not to do. And we all know that he didn't get in trouble for this, just like nobody got in trouble in the Open that year for it. But you think that with all of those followers he's got on Instagram and all of that trust he's supposed to be getting in his subscriber base, as the influencer that he is, he would probably be standing up those power cleans as he pursues becoming the fittest version of himself. Now that we're all on board with the fact that he is not up to par, up to snuff on the CrossFit movement standards, we're gonna go in and get into my opinion a little bit on this video that I talked about. And this is that first scene where I'm sitting on the airplane and I'm just like, oh, what's this guy all about? And I'm immediately pissed off. Let's see if you figure it out.
Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Here's how I am starting my day today. This is gonna be a full day in the life video.
Did you see it? I'll play it again for you.
Here's how I am starting my day today. This is gonna be a full day in the life video.
Oh. All right, that's gotta come off. I understand, as the influencer that he's trying to be, he has to have a cool look to the stuff that he does. He lives in Colorado, he has the awesome layout, but part of that layout is what looks like $4,000 to $5,000 worth of conditioning equipment just sitting in the snow, eroding away. And I told you I have a handful of opinions to give on what it means to be an influencer, but how are you supposed to believe that any one of your average day-to-day people is going to look at this and think that this guy has any idea what you should be doing? doing. Because if I'm your blue collar, white collar, average American citizen, I'm gonna look at this and go, I'm gonna buy your creatine gummies and I'm also going to leave my skier in the freaking snow. Those are chain driven assault bikes, aren't they? And you're just gonna leave them in the snow with your rower? Have you ever been on a rower that hasn't been maintenance in a while? You're pulling on the chains, like, you know, the ones at the health clubs they never take care of. And this is how the video starts. But we're not gonna stop, we'll keep going.
I think I actually have some blood work today, so maybe I can't have coffee. I can't have coffee yet. Probably shouldn't be doing the ice bath before blood work. I am getting blood work today with my friends at Blokes.
He mentions Blokes. There are Reddit forums of whether or not this guy is natural. He has an incredible physique, and if you look at Instagram, those are pretty well doctored up, or at least the lighting conditions are optimal. I would not be surprised if this dude was using TRT. I would not have an issue if this dude was using TRT. I guess I say that he's also in the same division that Jonathan Adele just popped in, but when he puts up every before and after like he does once a week on his Instagram, you'll see that it's like, this is what I used to look like, this is what I look like now. And the thing that would suck about that is if he were using TRT, where in comment sections he said that he is not. He gets his blood tested by Bloke. He's at 500 nanograms per deciliter.
Wow.
Okay. But it would not in the slightest surprise me if he is not being up and honest about that. But I can't outright say that I don't think so, because that is the physique of somebody that could potentially be natural.
Oh well. So I can get my biomarkers back and see how things have changed over the last 6 months. I do blood work every 6 or so months.
It's not something I hear people doing all that often. It's smart to get your blood work done, but usually the people who are getting their blood work done are messing with their hormones.
Shooting a bunch of content today, so I'll show you guys a little bit of the behind the scenes of kind of daily life as a brand builder and content creator, an investor in consumer brands.
I was recently asked to do a day in the life with Andrew Hiller, and I just really thought, you probably don't want to see me sit at this desk all day, have a client or two, and then I'm right back at this computer. I see Alexis at night, I'm eating dinner, and then I go to sleep. There's no grand veil of what's going on. It's literally me in this chair, either recording this video or sitting there editing this video. But I do think that Eric did himself a massive disservice pulling the veil up on his life, because as an influencer, you're supposed to be speaking to an audience, and the things that are done in his day-to-day life, they don't apply to your average everyday person. I already told you about that a little bit. He's standing on a snowy mountain with no shirt off talking to a camera, and that's not anything that anybody has time for.
And then have some friends coming over tonight to do some contrast therapy in the Sisu sauna.
Sisu sauna, hashtag brand plug.
It's nice and cold. This will set your mind right for the day.
Now, of the things that I think are probably not the most honest and genuine from this Eric guy, Hinman, I actually think he's a pretty decent ice plunger. I think he believes in it. You'll see more about why in a second, but also as I scroll all the way back to the dawn of time through 5,000 of his Instagram posts, he's been doing the ice plunge thing for quite a long time.
All right, warming up a bit. Got this nice vest on, Sherpa vest from 10,000.
10,000, that's another brand plug. Like I said, he's basically a driving Chevy.
That's one of my what went well and whys, is downloading, again, the Opal app and locking me out of social media apps that distract me throughout the day.
Hinman had a good 3-minute tirade about something he heard from his buddy. It's a daily practice that you're gonna tell everybody what went well and why. I understand journaling, either when you wake up or at night. It's a good practice, some people like to do it, and it's an extension of that. I have a hard time believing that he isn't getting a kickback on that app that he's talking about, but the app that he's talking about is designed to keep you off social media. Again, don't people have things to do? Like most people? Like you're a 40-year-old dude. 40-year-old dudes, I don't think are wasting all that much time on social media. I might be wrong, but isn't that something like a 4-year-old needs? I say 4-year-old, but I mean more like 10 to 12-year-old. How about practicing some self-control?
The one side, the arm, like the long side, beautiful.
Yep.
It's just like this vibe.
From a business standpoint,
From a business standpoint, I recommend first thing in the morning you take an ice plunge, and then you're gonna take another ice plunge, and then you're gonna take another ice plunge. Sir, this is a Walgreens.
yeah, look at that shirt. Movement is medicine, baby. How are you? These are launching soon.
Of course they're launching soon.
This out. I got 2 Sisu barrel saunas. I got a plunge. These are new additions. Awesome, awesome area.
I actually think that that area is pretty sick.
Oh, baby. That was a good one.
That, in fact, was not a good one. It looked like those cleans that you were doing in the beginning of the video during your 23.1 workout, which did not count.
13 minutes about is what it took me. 5 rounds for time. 400-meter run. 5 power cleans, 205.
Let me remind you that the guy who's trying to tell you what you should and should not be using in your day-to-day life as far as what you are consuming has woken up, he's taken a cold plunge, he's gone to the gym, he's done a workout, and he's about to do another workout.
That's the first conditioning session. We got one more conditioning piece after this. What do we got next? Funville.
So now your average Tuesday, Eric, what are you going to be doing after you finish your gym sessions?
Fish oil. I hate burping up fish oil, so I've been having that with food. Taking my Blokes smart supplements based on my blood work timeline. I like this one for cellular health.
Yes, going home and telling everybody what supplements you take before you eat your breakfast, I think it was.
Look at this snow. It is just a winter wonderland here at Muscle Mountain right now.
Just reminding everybody that when you buy the products that he supports, he's going to be sent equipment that is just going to leave out in the freaking snow.
Just fruit and honey for carbs. Pretty simple, but delicious. Single ingredient foods sourced from nature. That's the move.
Were all of those supplements that you just showed us sourced from nature? Because what you're saying is right. Can't argue what you're saying is right.
To get rid of brain freeze, you put your thumb on the roof of your mouth, and it actually kind of helps some. Try that if you get brain freeze.
See, I just don't believe a single thing that this guy has to say. Who paid him to say that?
Just got a bunch of new hot sauces yesterday from somebody in Boulder, Colorado. Usually I go with this, Primal Kitchen buff sauce, or this, truff. But I think I'm gonna go with this guy on the eggs today.
Because they gave it to me or they paid me to talk about it, not because I actually wanted to try it.
All right, here we go, filming another ice bath. This one I really don't wanna do, but this is what a lot of the afternoon looks like sometimes. I have Sterling here, I shoot with Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling came over and I didn't like what he was wearing, so I told him to go into the closet and he just came out wearing my wife's sweatsuit from her workout this morning. I thought that it was actually gonna be a pretty good idea because I didn't really want him to be in the background when we were doing our photo shoot.
We're shooting content for brands, shooting content for this channel, for YouTube.
An update to tell you that so far what this dude has done is he woke up, he took an ice bath, he went to the gym, he worked out, he came home and he ate, and now he's gonna do another ice bath.
So right now, doing an ice bath. This is actually gonna be content for Try Create, creatine gummies, which I am also an investor in. A lot of these brands I work with.
And like, there's nothing wrong with that. The issue I'm having with it is that this entire video you put together was it's a commercial. You tell everyone that's a day in the life, and the thing that you're good at is selling people other people's stuff, a little maybe partially your own stuff. Why? You live this suave lifestyle up in the mountains where you don't have anything to do all day. At least when Matt Fraser's telling us to sleep on whatever mattress he's telling us to sleep on, you think that he may have actually had some sort of effect with his training from back in the day. When Danielle Brandon tells you to buy a pair of Rads because she actually wears, likes, and helps create the Rads, and she wears them on the competition floor when she's doing the sport that people might want to wear the shoes to do, and all you do is sell people stuff. And I suppose that at which rate, the only people who should be taking your stuff would be people who are trying to sell other people's stuff.
I'm gonna take my second ice bath of the day, and then I'll be taking another ice bath later when I do contrast therapy.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I've looked into ice baths quite a bit. From what I understand, they're actually kind of detrimental to muscle mass gain. They have benefits for endurance athletes, which is why a lot of the CrossFitters may or may not be into them. But the benefits definitely aren't applied to people who take them upwards of 3 times a day. And usually it isn't even once a day. It's like 2 or 3 times a week you should be getting into an ice bath, which again might make me think that this dude is using something exogenous. A little bit of TRT, homie.
All right, got my ice bath in for the day. One of the misconceptions about this is it's just for physical benefit.
He's talking to the camera. Again, like, you're gonna raise the veil, show everybody what it looks like when you're actually doing something. People are swiping through Instagram. I told you this is the first spot that I ever saw him taking his ice bath, and this is what he's posting. He's telling everybody, just got out of my ice bath. His exact words were, got it in for the day. But this isn't the one that he got in for the day. This is his second of 3 that he's having for the day. Just a freaking used car salesman, you are, Eric Hinman.
I felt damn good. All right, into the ice barrel now for a dip. This is gonna be super cold. This is ice bath number 3 for the day. That's the hardest part. Then you just gotta settle in.
I don't think that anything about that is hard for you. It's like the dude who injected snake venom. Like, a snake biting you would kill you. But when you microdose it over and over and over again, eventually that snake would bite you and it's not gonna do anything to you. The mental benefits to doing the ice bath, they probably wear off after you take 3 of them a day for whatever amount of time you've been doing it for, 5-6 years. Gets in, this is the hardest part.
That's the hardest part. Then you just gotta settle in.
Like, you just don't believe a word you say. Nobody can trust this guy.
Pretty normal, either firing up the green egg. We have a Schwenk infrared grill as well that gets up to 1500 degrees. That's generally what we'll sear steaks on. And then we have the Yoder smoker.
And I'm sitting in a chair I got from Costco in sweatpants that I got from CrossFit Mayhem. I'm drinking a C4 that's been sitting in my fridge for a couple of months, and I'm drinking it because I didn't like this Rise fuel that was sitting in the other fridge. I legitimately stopped drinking it because it tasted so poor. And the difference between myself and Eric is that I received money from C4 for 1 year, had a 1-year contract. That contract was up over 12 months ago, probably more like a year and a half at this point. And I still drink it, and I started working with them because I like drinking C4. And he's rattling off all these different grills that he's got, and it's like, why do you have them? Did they send them to you because they thought that you'd put them on your internet? Did you invest in them? Why are you wearing your underwear right now? These are the questions that we want to know, the things we want answers to.
Be in bed by 8 p.m. tonight, but I like getting up early. Be up tomorrow again at 5 a.m. Rinse and repeat. Do it all over again. Peace.
Yes, everybody, you can be just like me. And all you gotta do is go to bed at 8 o'clock and wake up at 5 a.m. so that you can take 3 ice baths a day. You can work out, eat, shoot brand photos, and then buy everything that I promote so that I can do it all again. Like I said, the entire reason that this thing started off is because he was legitimately just keeping all of his gym equipment sitting outside. It rocked me foundationally because I know how many people out there would give their left freaking leg for one of those things in their house. And this dude has 4 things and an ice barrel just sitting outside collecting snow. I know the ice bucket barrel sauna thing that he's got. That thing, some people do that and that's okay. But you're not even taking care of the stuff that you're getting sent to you for free to tell everybody to take. I, Andrew Hiller, am in the business of video creation. And this is the thing with me with just about everything. When I owned the CrossFit affiliate, I wrote on the board. I've made videos on this. I just wrote, why are you here? Because I wanted to know why people were here and I could help lead them down the path to getting whatever it is that they wanted out of the CrossFit affiliate. And when I watch these videos, I ask, why are you making this video? The video I put up the other day had to do with Bill Leahy. I wanted to get Bill's story out there. I've been following Bill along. I wanted people to be able to keep up with him. I thought there was benefit for Bill and everybody who watched it. I thought there was benefit to the entire CrossFit ecosystem with stuff like that. I think people want to see that. When I ask why Eric puts up this freaking video, there is one answer, and it's to sell his crap as a 42-year-old male influencer.
Someone with no influence whatsoever.
Imagine being in 3rd grade and the teachers looking around the class like, hey, what do you want to be? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a police officer, firefighter, doctor, you name it. And then we got Eric sitting over in the corner, putting the finger in his mouth. It helps him solve frostbite. I want to be an influencer. The teacher's like, what's an influencer?
Someone with no influence whatsoever.
Oh, you wouldn't understand. I'm gonna have a freaking mansion in the mountains with all my machines outside just degrading, eroding for the world to see, and they're still gonna buy my creatine gummies. And that's really all I wanted to say about Eric Hinman. Andrew Hiller, out.